Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. So last week, let's jump right into things. Actually, man, I just want to talk a little bit of sports. But man, wow, this is the first week the NFL. This is actually week two, but last week was the opening for the NFL, and it was a surprise to see. Wow, just it was a surprise to see some of the things. I mean, to see the Ravens blow out the Miami Dolphins the way they did, it was pretty amazing. To see the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. I mean, he showed out, and he certainly did not hurt his case to get paid a very handsome salary. 100 million plus, which is mind-boggling when you think about what NFL quarterbacks made 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It's like, I mean, no comparison whatsoever. Um, but anyways, I just thought the first week in NFL was a very interesting dynamic to see. And also the note that Cam Newton with the Panthers definitely he's hurt. That's just the bottom line. That guy's hurt. There's no way around it. He's playing through the pain, but they got to bench him at some point, and not because he just doesn't have the skill. I mean, the guy's just hurt. I mean, Andrew Luck retired because he was hurt. So, and Tony Romo got beat out by Dak Prescott because he was hurt. That's just the bottom line. So, um, yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But all right, let's jump into things. So last week, we talked about writing out your goals. We talked about actually putting a specific number on it, and yeah, let's just jump right in from there and continue with that. So now, let's say you got a number, and for the purpose of this, guys, this let's just be honest. This channel is not to help you get a great job and climb the corporate ladder. It's just not. Not to say that that may not be a path for you, but for the majority of you, you're not trying to be the CEO of a company. And if you're not going to be the CEO of a company, and that's not to say that there aren't positions out there, but you're going to have to do a lot to get to the multiple six-figure incomes as an employee if you're not going to be the CEO. And even to be CEO, there's still a lot you got to do. So for most of you, that's not what you're really trying to accomplish. But if you are, then you certainly can use this as well. But just for the purposes of keeping the number easy and big, which keep in mind everything is relative, right? So to somebody making $50,000 a year is a goal. It's just a big income. It's something they wish they could accomplish. To someone else, $50,000 is not even worth their time, right? So somebody out there makes $1 million a month, and they feel like they is balling out, like they living that life, and they getting this bread, right? But then also, there's someone out there making $1 million a week, and they'd have a problem with making only $1 million a month. And then you go to the top of the ladder, I mean, the very tippy top, and there's what they call hedge fund managers. And some of the best performing hedge fund managers in America earn in excess of 1 billion with a B as in boy, $1 billion a year in income, and they do it sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row. So you got 50. So at the bottom of the scale, you got whatever minimum wage is, or no job at all, no income, right? And then at the very top of the wage or income earning potential is $1 billion, which is, wow. If we were to do that math at 1 billion, you're looking at Let me make sure I'm doing this math in my head right. You're looking at a little over, not quite 100 million per month. You're looking at what, nine, eight. Yeah, you're looking at a little over eight. Sorry, not 800 million. Forgive me, doing this without a calculator. But you're looking at a little over 80 million a month to make $1 billion a year. Because 80 million times 12 would be 960. So I'm thinking somewhere around 83-ish, 83 million. And so you break that down, 80 million a month, then that would be what, 20 million a week? 20 million a week, or a little over $2 million a day. Well, over $2 million a day. Wow. But yeah, I just saying that's the possibilities here in America, at least. I don't know about other countries, but at least here in America, that's the number. So don't let nobody kid you. It's all possible. It's already been done. So it's not like you even doing something that's groundbreaking or that's never been done before. Any number that you could possibly imagine, upwards of $2 million a day, which I know the majority of you have no idea what you would do that type of money. You don't even need that type of money to accomplish all of your dreams. So just realize that, yeah, we on this channel, when I'm saying $1 million a year, it is a lot, relatively speaking, compared to someone making 50 grand a year. But just keep in mind that on the big scale of things, $1 million a year is nowhere near someone making $2 million a day, right? It's just two different planets almost, right? But you can still live a pretty good life on $1 million a year. And we are at a point now in our economy where to think that you having a net worth of $1 million is enough, it's really not. If you really want a nice house, a couple nice cars, and you want an exotic car on top of that, and then you want to take trips and fly first class and stay here or stay there for more than a week and travel more than once every 5 years or something like that, then yeah, $1 million net worth minimum that's just not going to cut it. All right. So we're going to say that you want to make, or that you need to make $1 million a year to provide the lifestyle that you want, right? That you wrote down from last week's video. So you're like, hey, look, okay, I got it. I got the house. I got cars. We travel, by myself or as a family 3, 4, 5 times a year. I'm attending a couple business conferences. On top of that, I want to buy some nice clothes. I want the Louis bag. I want the Jordan sneakers or whatever it is, the red bottoms. And on top of that, I want to get to church, right? I want to tithe, but then I also want to do this. I want to give my mom some money, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, whatever. I want to take the family here, there, yada, yada, yada. And you're like, oh, it all comes out to $1 million a year. Great. No matter the number, whether it's smaller, even if you found out, well, you only need 300K, not a problem. Or maybe you say, well, man, but mine's so much bigger. I need 5 million because I want to own a jet. And I realized that just to have the jet parked is going to cost me $1 million to $2 million a year just to keep it ready to fly, let alone flying it, right? So you're like, nah, I need 3 million right off the bat just to operate the jet each year. So, and that's not even paying for the jet. Man, maybe you might need that. That's fine. Not a problem. But now what I want you to do is figure out what industries is the income that you're looking for possible. Now, I'll say this by saying nothing against teachers at all. But if you wrote down that you want to make $1 million a year and you were planning on being an elementary, a middle school, a high school teacher, and that was it, you either gotta let that $1 million dream go, because that's all it is. It's not even a vision, it's just a dream. Or you gotta say, hey, maybe I could be a teacher, but I'm gonna do something in my spare time, um, to I won't even say offset, but I'm gonna do something in my spare time to invest or to create a business I can do in my spare time in addition to my teaching salary, right? Because obviously my teaching salary is not going to be enough. So I need to create some businesses outside of teaching that can earn me that income while I'm still a teacher. You got to do one of the two. So really look at industry. And guys, I'm going to have this conversation on passion right now. There's this whole movement out there about, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Guys, that's not true at all. It's a lie. It's a lie. I don't care if you are an entertainer, if you're a basketball player, whatever it is that you want to do. Even if you're doing the exact thing that you dreamed of. Let's say you're LeBron James. You think LeBron James loves all the media attention all the time? You think he always want to talk to reporters after a game? I mean, seriously, you think LeBron James, after the end of a hard-fought basketball game, he just lost by 1 point, he missed the game-winning shot, right? Which it should have been, but he missed it. It bounced off the rim. He was like nothing else but to go and sit in his locker and just sulk for a little bit and say, dang, I missed the shot. But instead, he's got to go talk to the media, have them shove their microphones up in his face and ask him about the game, ask him what he could have done better, ask him, oh, how do you feel about missing the shot, blah, 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 blah. What about the other team? What about next week? You think he always feels like doing that? No. But it's a dream job, right? The guy makes $30-40 million a year doing it. He's getting all these endorsements. It's put him on a platform that he can provide for his family for life, and maybe even until the next generation if he plans it out right. But no, you think he always loves what his coaches does? You think he always likes his teammates? No. Why do you think he's changed teams so much? He didn't always love everything about what he does, even though I'm pretty sure he enjoys playing the game of basketball. But does he always love his coach? No. Does he always love his teammates? No. You think LeBron James enjoys not winning the championship? I mean, the guy's been to 9 back-to-back championships, and I think he has 3 rings. So you think he likes going to the finals every single year in order to crown someone else as a world NBA champion and not himself? You think that's enjoyable? No. You think every single day LeBron wakes up and he's just like, man, I can't wait to work out. I can't wait to exercise and to stretch my body, to eat everything that I got to eat. You don't think some days he's like, man, I just really want some pizza and ice cream. Or you know what? Today I'd rather just chill, hang out, but I can't because I got a dream that I'm chasing. So even if you got that quote-unquote perfect job, which doesn't exist, by the way, there's going to be things about it that you do not like. Now, for the rest of us common folk, if you will, whose gifts are not so blatantly obvious, right, and don't shine so blatantly obvious that, from middle school that we were already just dominating our peers in that thing, right, then you might have to work a little bit harder, and chances are you're going to have to work a lot harder, and it still may not come true, right? There's guys out there now, gals out there that want to become NBA stars, right? And they're busting their butt. They're showing up every day. They're working 3 times as hard as LeBron ever worked, but they will never get to that level because that just wasn't their gift, even though they enjoy playing basketball. And that's okay. That just means the gift the Lord gave them was something different than what they really want. And that's all right. It just means they won't be able to make their $30 million from playing basketball. That's all it means. But that doesn't mean they can't go start a business and make more than 30 million. They can make a billion if they want, and trump what they ever would have made as a ball player if they apply themselves. So I say all that to say that this thing about passion, yes, you should have some interest in it. There's no need for you to try to become a doctor if you got zero interest in looking at blood, right? You got zero interest in interacting with people. It doesn't make sense, because that's all you're going to do all day is interact with people as a doctor, right? That's your job. So you might as well go be a park ranger, right? So you can go out there and look at the animals every day instead, or be a gardener, right? You just take care of the plants. So yeah, passion, you should have some interest, but just realize that sometimes your interest may not necessarily be the best way for you to earn income. So there's two ways to do it. One, you could really develop your skills and whatever your passion is, and I mean develop it. When I say develop it, I mean you need to know what the marketplace, what the standard is in the marketplace. So let's say you're going to be a drummer, right? Well, you need to know what the minimum standard for drummers are, right? If you're going to drum for Jay-Z, if you're going to drum for Stevie Wonder, if you're going to drum for Beyonce, then you got to know, okay, what is the standard, right? And then you got to make sure that your skills are at least at that standard in order to be able to provide for yourself by being a drummer. Or else you need to work somewhere or have a business somewhere, and then you drum part-time in the side until you get to that level. If you ever get to that level, right? Because maybe you may not ever be able to get good enough to be able to drum for Jay-Z or Beyonce. But it doesn't matter, because your business is booming anyway, and that makes you more money than you ever could have made drumming for Jay-Z anyway. So now you drum for free, or you drum for whatever money you want to pay for, but you drum only for artists that you want to drum for, because you don't need the money. You just do it for fun because you took care of business up front. So understand that, yes, their passion has its place. Yes, what you like has its place, but sometimes you might need to do something that you don't enjoy full time and then work on your passion part time, and figure it out and build your skills and master your skills part-time until you can get to where you're trying to go. So now we got that out the way. Let's look at industries, right? So industries that can earn you $1 million a year. Are there employees, are there jobs that you can get that earn $1 million a year? Absolutely. So, but what are those jobs? Only you know, right? It changes each year, and it also depends on your skills, right? There's a guy I know that was working at Amazon. I don't know what his job title was, but he was making $500,000 a year, and told me that he easily could have gotten to $1 million a year if he wanted to stay there, working at Amazon. I'm pretty sure the same as at Tesla, UPS, right? But you got to figure out what those positions are for yourself. Network marketing. That's another industry. A lot of people frown their nose at it, but it's made a ton of millionaires and will continue to do so. Learning how to talk to people, learning sales. That's something that, that's something that can show you another way to, and then, they'll teach you about multiple streams of income, investing. I would say don't get caught up in the hype, but do realize that you can earn a lot of money with network marketing. But then you got to be smart enough to know how to invest it once you've made it, so that just in case that company doesn't work out, or just in case you decide that you want to move on, you got some long-term benefits from the work you put in, right? Also, starting your own business, that can be, that's obvious, but hear me out on this one. There's self-employed and there's actual business, right? So self-employed is like where you're the man or the woman, right? So like a food truck, for example, you could just go out there, get a small business loan or whatever, borrow some money from mom, dad, however you got to get it, and get a food truck, park it somewhere for breakfast and lunch every day. And depending on if you do it, you could easily make 10, 20 grand a month just doing that, working 6-7 hours a day, making food. It's very simple. It's not complex, and it's a business that will last despite how technology may change. Because we're always going to want people or need people to make our food, and you park it wherever people work at. Make it easy for them. That's the service that's needed. Dry cleaning businesses. You look at clothing alterations, right? Cosmetologists, right? The people that do your nails. You look at the barbers. Those are self-employed, but you can make decent money. You can get up to six figures if you take them seriously, right? And maybe you're not making $1 million with them, but then you can put investments together to get you to that $1 million still. All right, and then sales, real estate agents, insurance agents, private jets. I mean, there's so many different sales agents out there. Solar panels. You just got to find the ones that pay the larger commissions, because it takes just as much effort to sell a $10,000 product as it does to sell a $1 million product, right? It's still talking to somebody, following up with them, getting the sale done. So with that, figure out the industry. Figure out two of the industries that would be of interest to you, though, right? Because it doesn't matter if somebody's a rock star making $1 million a year if you have zero interest in rock music, period, right? It doesn't matter. That's not apply to you. So find out some interesting industries that are available that make $1 million a year. And don't worry about if you don't necessarily have the skills today, which leads me into the next segue. What skills do you need to develop? So we'll use myself as example. I decided to get into real estate, right? I saw the job economy here in Hawaii once I got the military, didn't like what people were offering me, didn't like the hourly pay that was available. And so I said, man, what can I do here in Hawaii to make $1 million a year? And I looked at real estate. Now, can I make $1 million a year as a real estate agent? Absolutely. Can I make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million a year as a real estate agent? Absolutely. So the opportunity's here. But now, who do I need to become? Right? What skills do you need to develop to be able to earn, or rather attract that amount of income to yourself? Well, for me, with real estate, it's talking to people. Mastering the skills of how to talk to a large amount of people on every single day, on a daily basis, about buying and selling real estate, right? So that's number one. 2, how to sell a home, how to help someone buy a home, knowing the market, right? Understanding the objections that are going to come, whether it's a buyer or a seller, right? Hey, we already have an agent, or hey, I don't want to give my house away, or hey, there's a discount broker that said they'd sell my house for X amount percentage, which is much cheaper than you. Why should we, hire you instead of the next guy, right? Understanding those things, and those are just skills that you just develop, and then you go about doing it. And so you guys do the same thing for your industry. You got to figure out, okay, what are the skills that you got to develop in order to be that person that earns $1 million a year in that industry or in that business that you're looking at, right? And understand, it might take time. It might take time to do that. Year, 2 years, 3 years, that's fine. That's not that long. Listen, you're already looking at spending 4 years in college. So spending 4 years to become a millionaire or develop the skills to be able to earn income for to be a millionaire, that's not that long. All right? And then knowing that afterwards you could continue to earn $1 million a year plus for 10, 15, 20 years, and thinking about the investments you can make from that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Really? It makes it worth it, okay? Now, I was going to talk about investing, but I'm realizing that we actually need to slow down. We need to just get you to earning that type of income first. And here's the thing. I use $1 million because it's a large income for most of you, and it's kind of hard to imagine yourself earning $1 million a year, I imagine. Maybe it might not be, but for most of you, it will be hard to think of earning $1 million because you probably just always heard that 60 or 70,000 was a lot of money. It's not. I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's not even enough, really. But what I also want to tell you is that most of you are not going to go from 0 to $1 million in a 12-month span. It's possible, but it's not probable. I'll say it again. It's possible, but it's not probable. So if you do, let's say 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 your first year, that's a pretty doggone good goal. Now, some of you, depending on what it is that you're doing and the market that you're in, what opportunity that you go with, you might be able to go from 0 to $500,000, right? But thinking about that, here's what I'll tell you though. If you get into something, let's say like sales, which I highly recommend, or like network marketing, something where it really is possible, probable, and it's been done many a times to go from, let's say, 0, nothing at all, to 200, 300, 400, even $500,000 in a year or the year and a half time, at least write out a plan for what you're going to do with that money that you earned. All right? So at least understand how much taxes you'd have to pay on that, for number one. 2, at least have a plan to say you're going to put away at least half of what's left so that when you do learn how to invest, you got the money there ready to invest, that you don't just spend it all because you go away. I just figured out how to make $500,000 or $250,000, and oh my gosh, it's more money than I ever made. It's more money than my parents both working combined make in a year. I just did it, and I did it in such a short time. I could do it again, which you very well can. You can do it again over and over again. But the point is, don't get caught up. And man, I'm trying to keep myself from running away because there's so much of this, right? So I want to keep it short, but I'll just end that by saying, don't find yourself earning the higher incomes once you get this figured out, and spending all of that income so that you still living like somebody that's making 50 grand a year. You just living check to check, but you just in a nicer house and a nicer car, but you still don't have no savings, don't have no investments. So that'd be a whole nother conversation. But yeah, we'll talk about that next week because this part is something that you got to do, and it would require more coaching from me than what I could really give you through a video. But just understand that once you find that industry, once you find that business, once you find that sales opportunity, then make it happen. $500,000, 1 million, whatever, $250,000, make it happen. And don't stop. Because what else you got? What else is there? Quit. Go work at McDonald's, making minimum wage. That's the only other option. Quit. Go join the military. I served in the military, so I'm not necessarily disrespecting somebody or saying it's the worst thing in the world that could happen. But I am telling you that having served there, I can tell you it takes a lot of sacrifice, especially depending on the job that you're in. And I can also tell you that it's just not enough money still, even in today's world. It's better than no job, and it's better than most civilian jobs, at least entry-level jobs that you could get otherwise. But it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of sacrifice, it takes you away from your family. And at the end of it, when they kick you out at 20 or 30 years, right, because you got to retire by 30, then you're still going to have to work, and you're going to find that the military took a lot more from you than they ever gave, is what you'll find. So if you're going to do all of that, you might as well be doing your own business. You might as well be running your own company where you could be making millions of dollars, and especially if you're going to give those type of sacrifices, that you at least a multi-millionaire instead of retiring and you only getting 2, 3, 4 grand a month, which is hardly a mortgage payment especially for you guys, 20 years from now, that's going to be a mortgage payment for a $500,000 house. But if you live anywhere nice, I don't mean the East Coast per se. Well, even the East Coast, if you live like Maryland, DC, right, Arlington, up in there, Bethesda, in that area, all those nice homes, the $1 million homes, you'll find okay, the mortgage is a good 6-7 grand a month, plus operating costs, meaning you're gonna need someone to come take care of the lawn, all that stuff, guys. So, but forgive me, I'm actually rambling right now. I don't want to ramble. I want to keep these videos shorter, keep them entertaining. I'm just very passionate about letting you know and just sharing everything that I have learned. But again, please subscribe, please comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what questions you have. Especially now, I don't have a ton of subscribers, so I can really give you the individual attention that I may not be able to give later on. But definitely for now, I can definitely give you the individual attention. So let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what comments, concerns, things I could do better, and let me know what you want me to talk about. Because like I said, this is for you guys. And this is just to make sure that you don't fall into that matrix system of get a job. Well, sorry. First, get your college degree, then get a good job and hope for the best, because that's not going to work in today's society. You will fail with that plan. And it's only a matter of time following that plan before you realize that it sucks too. And I'm trying to help you see different alternatives before you get trapped into that, and before you get so far into it that you feel like you can't get out, or you feel like, oh, now there's no hope because now you got a family, now you got a family to provide for, now you got responsibilities, now you got the house, now you got the car, and now you can't get out from under it, or you're not willing to throw your credit to the wolves to take a 6 months opportunity to build your bit, right? So why not start when you're young, fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, just graduated? Why not start from the beginning? And with time on your side, by the time you're 30 years old, you could be a master. I mean, a master at what you do. And you could be killing it. So that's just all I want for you guys, because like I said, I'm just talking from personal experience and also from observation of the people around me in many different industries. So just sharing that with you. So anyways, guys, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to talk about, tell me your thoughts. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you on the next one.